BC. Brought to you by Liberty Health Share, the Stark County Health Department, Ortho United, Canton Regency, and CareSource. Let's join the host of Health Week, Pam Cook.
All right, thank you so much, Billy Beebe, and appreciate everyone. We have an actual crowd here at our Health Week visitation today. We are at Canton Regency, and thank you to everyone for being so kind, welcoming us here, and I can't wait to get started and talk about all the wonderful things that are happening here. We have a lot of guests to get to today, so bear with us, but we're going to start off with the Director of Sales and Marketing for Canton Regency, Ashley Slackford.
Hello.
And also, we have the Clinical Liaison, Abby Jackson. Hi, Abby.
Good morning.
All right, guys, so I mean, look at these. These folks are here to say hello.
They're trickling in. They'll come.
Yeah, I love this.
Watch.
Usually there's no audiences at all, and this is great. I love it.
Yay.
So let's talk about Canton Regency. All right, first of all, just give us a general overview. I mean, what are we looking at here?
So Canton Regency is an independent, assisted, and memory care community. We are private pay, luxury living for seniors in our community. Been here since 1987. We provide a vast array of situations here. So like they can live in studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. They also in assisted living can live in studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. What we do is try and provide as much individual independence for all of our residents as long as we can. And then as they age in place, that's what we call it, aging in place. They move from independent living and then they can go to assisted living, and should they ever need memory care, we have that too.
Wow, see, she covered it in like 5 minutes. We're done.
It's my elevator speech.
And that's, when people are, trying to consider what the next step for their life is, how do you help them with that? What do they say to you?
So majority of the time, Abby really coined, I don't know if she coined the phrase, but she uses this a lot, is know us before you need us. So a lot of times what happens is we'll get people that are proactively looking for their parents, and they'll want a tour, but then they'll say, I'm not looking for 6 months, 1 year down the road. Mm-hmm. And then something tragic happens. Their parent falls. That's where Abby comes into it. But they fall, and then what happens is they get a piece of paper from a social worker at a hospital and says, here's 5, pick 1.
Wow.
And if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, That's very true.
Yep.
And you're right. It happens many, many times just so quickly and so fast that you don't, then you're caught off guard, and it can be very nerve-wracking and
so when that happens, like they'll meet the person that's going to come later, Stephanie. She's our in-house community manager. So she basically does all of our tours. She's the one that meets with the families. But before that, Abby is when you talk to the healthcare side, so I do business development. I'm out in the community dealing with the Ys and like elder law attorneys, things like that. But Abby, she can speak on that, but she's the first face in a hospital or a skilled nursing facility that the family meets.
All right, so let's go there, Abby. Talk about how it is. You step into a situation where people maybe have giant eyes because they don't know what's next.
Panic.
Yeah.
They're panicked. That's when I step in. Oh my gosh, we just toured 2 weeks ago. Mom fell. Okay, so mom's at the hospital now. Needs placed. That's where I step in. I take Joe, and we do an assessment to make sure we can meet their needs. They will then in turn come and do another tour with Stephanie, pick out a room, and I will get all the paperwork that needs done. I'm the bridge between the family, the hospital, and our nursing team, basically. And I navigate the family through the doors, and then once they move in, the nursing takes over.
And how hard is it when people have to make that decision on such a quick, timeline?
It's very hard for them, and it's very quick. The turnaround time is very, very quick. They start discharge planning as soon as you step in the ER. Period. Where do we go after that? I lived this a couple months ago. Thankfully, I'm educated in this. Otherwise, it's terrifying. Yeah. Absolutely terrifying. But I try and answer all those questions for them. And I always tell them, this is the hard part. Once they're here, smooth sailing. You go back to being the daughter. We are now the caretakers. You don't have to worry about that anymore. The hard part is the hustle and bustle and how fast everything moves. Once they're here, everybody can breathe and relax.
Yeah, and I, not to interrupt you,
No,
but
go
what
ahead.
I wanted to say was while she was saying that, I think one of the biggest things is we have to really think about these are people in the, latter years of their lives. They have worked their entire life for this money. They have worked their entire life for the house that they live in. And now we're asking someone who has lived in their home 40, 50, even 60 years to let that go and to move into a studio, one bedroom or two bedroom. And that can be difficult because then what you're trying to do is you want to provide them with safety and to make sure that they're healthy, and you want to provide their kids or their family members with that security of knowing they're not alone. But then you're also asking them to downsize every single memory that they've made over the last 40, 50, 60 years into a two-bedroom apartment. And that's really hard. So what we try to do as a team is we try to let them know that we're here, we're empathetic, we understand it. We try and say, don't rush into it in regards to if you don't have to sell the house, take time. But sometimes people do financially. They have to sell it and make it quick, and it's unfortunate. But once they're here, like Abby said, they get into it, and there's a rhythm. We have a group called the Breakfast Bunch, and it just started about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
They started sitting right here out in the front forum, and first it was 3, then it was 4, and then it's 5, and now it's like 11 of them. And they all sit there, and all they do is talk, and I love it.
Yeah, that's great. And
Yep.
that's the kind of thing that people have to understand what happens in that
See, this
transition.
is part of the Breakfast Bunch right there.
Okay, see, and they're all here. I love it. I love that they're here too.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic thing. And the other thing I think about is that maybe some people, may be living with a daughter or a son, and something happens.
We
And
get that
so
all the time.
Then they have to be alone. Like, they're not alone, but they move into an apartment, and nobody's there with them anymore.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of isolation that goes on. But also, like if you see here, as you're looking down our atrium, you have doors that are open. They have the freedom of either shutting their door and keeping it open. They can sit in our bistro. They can sit in our main atrium. When it's warm out, they sit outside. They have the ability to be as social as they want or as not, but it can be scary. It
Yeah.
can be scary moving from, living with your dad or your mom or your daughter or whatever, and then coming here and then you're by yourself. But you're
Right.
really not ever alone here.
Yeah,
Ever.
yeah,
Ever.
and that's a very good thing. That's a very good thing.
They thrive when they're around their peers, I feel like. Even if they are mom's not very social,
She will be.
she will be. She will be. So that's nice,
And we
too.
do things like euchre. Listen, we have a lady. How old is Mary Luton? 101?
Yeah.
101, and she'll kick your tail in euchre. She is sharp as a tack. So, we have euchre, and we have Uno, and we have game days. And Karen Myers, who's going to be interviewed later, she heads up our movie night. And we have it up in our theater. We also have exercise every morning at 10:30 where we focus on that.
Our walking group now?
Our walking group every morning. Liz, we have a few ladies in our walking group, and Dawn is in our walking group. And then also, we the one thing I wanted to talk about, which I totally forgot because I just blanked out, but we'll remember it later. But we
That's
just
okay.
we do our residents. There is not an activity that is lacking. There's not. There's a lot to. Our residents go to the casino.
One of our residents hit pretty big.
Yeah, one of our residents. I mean, I don't know who it is, but I heard they hit pretty big.
Wow.
And they also go to Cracker Barrel if that's your jam.
Yeah, see?
Cracker Barrel or the casino, all the way in between.
They love it. They love it. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing. And you can be, like you said, as active as you want to be.
Yeah, you don't have to do. We have lots of residents that only do exercise, or lots of residents that only do like the cognitive stuff. Karen? What else do we do about? Don't you like take a trip somewhere? Like you can watch TV and take a trip somewhere and learn about a country. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
We have Zumba, chair Zumba.
Oh, nice.
So Liz in our lifestyle, she got trained in Zumba. So they do seated Zumba.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
it's
it's so
perfect.
fun.
I mean, and on the medical side of it too, you have folks that are here to take care of any medical needs that you have. Right?
Absolutely. Whether it's just medication administration or, again, we want our residents to age in place. So as their care levels go up, so does their care plan. So we do the beginning stages, IL, all the way to end of life. We don't ever want them to, we want this to be their last home. Moving is stressful for the family and the resident, and so we try to make sure that we can age them in place if possible, safely.
Yep.
We also offer respite stay real quick. I wanted to talk about that for those that might want to go on vacation. So you can move your loved one in for 14 days up to 90 days. Sometimes you want to dip your toe in the water. A lot of times they'll go home and we get repeats. And then they eventually will move in because, they're familiar with us, their friends are here, and it also gives the family a break. Caregiver burnout is real, it's huge. I see it on every assessment I go on, more often than not, because usually when I'm involved, it's very, very fast moving from there.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, Karen and Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
You're up next.
Our two
We're going to
buddies.
chat more about the Canton Regency during our Health Week visit here on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Thank you. Do we do okay?
You did great.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable, nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/fax. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen
By
report.
texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping when you text EAT to 64,000. Text EAT to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's EAT to 64,000.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out. Because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now and there's a gas station at the next exit offering
60 seconds.
All right, we are back. It is Health Week on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Pam Cook with you this morning, and we are at the Canton Regency. Just a beautiful place, and we're going to get firsthand knowledge of that right now. We have guests joining us. We have Karen Myers and Dawn Luttrell. They are both residents here at Canton Regency. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Dawn, I'm going to start with you. First of all, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 88 years old, and I've been here 6 months, and I owned a house before this, and I got lonely, and I came here with all the beautiful women.
That's it. That's perfect. That's perfect. So yeah, I mean, I love the fact that you said you got lonely, so you wanted to come to a place that was a community, right?
That's good. You're right. And they've got so many different activities that's going. I can't do them all, but they've got something going every day. And the food is great. I don't have to cook.
Mm-hmm. So before you retired, or tell me a little bit about yourself. What you did throughout your life.
I worked for American Airlines for 33 years. I took care of everything that they own except an airplane. I took care of their buildings and all of their ground equipment, all of the system. So I was able to fly, and I can still fly anywhere I want to free.
Nice.
But it's been a long time since I've been on an airplane.
Yeah.
But I had the greatest job in the world.
So why did you pick Canton Regency? What made you make that choice?
Number one, my mother was here. She was over at assisted living for 10 years. I looked at 5 different places before I came here. Wanda, we went to school with, was a big thing about me coming here, and this was number one on top of the list. And they treated me fantastic when I came here and put up with me for a long time before I moved in. Before I moved in, because I was a pain in the butt. Because I know what I want. I know what I want, and I know how I want it. And it took me a long time. I must have been here, must have made a dozen trips that I should have did in one. But they saved the studio that I wanted, and I'm perfectly happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna talk to Karen now. Karen Myers, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I've lived here 5.5 years, so a little longer than some of the residents, so I'm very well acquainted. I'm a lifelong Canton resident. Other than a few years, I've lived literally within 2 miles of here my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of different places, but within 2 miles. And I just have to give a shout out because I'm a Lincoln grad.
There you go.
And we have a lot of Lincoln grads who live here, so we still rule. A Lincoln Lion, yes. I'm a retired nurse. I was a nurse for 43 years.
Wow.
Most of that was in pediatrics. And I was a widow living alone. I don't have any children. And I was living in a 3-story place. And it got to the point where it was not safe anymore. I was going to fall down the steps. This was going to happen. I was going to fall down the steps, which is a lot different than just taking a little tumble every once in a while.
Right.
So I thought, you've got to do something. So this was the closest place, and when I visited it, I also liked it the best. And so, of course, because it's so close to where I have always lived, it's kind of all the same roads, all the same stores, all the same doctors, all the same friends, the convenience of it.
Yeah. Like you feel like you're still in your neighborhood, right?
Because I am still in my neighborhood.
Yeah. So if someone listening right now is hesitating, they're not sure they want to do this right now, I want each of you to tell me, what would you say to convince them? Don't be afraid, I'm sure, but, sometimes it is hard to take that step, right?
It is.
Oh, yeah, it is hard, and I would encourage anyone, if you can, to do it while you can control the situation. Most people do wait until it absolutely has to be done. Their health demands that it be done, and so then you're doing it under the stress of being, really incapacitated. Whereas I could make the choice and do it when I still had control over all the downsizing. I'm still downsizing. It sounds ridiculous, but I am still downsizing. But I could always control it, and I find that I think that was a little better place to be than having other people take care of all that. Now, it can be done, and if it needs done, people's families do a great job, but I did like the fact that I could decide what I was doing.
Yeah. And Dawn, before I let you guys go, we have to take our break for the news. There was something about tweezer. Is that what you said?
We can't talk about that on radio.
But
let's just say this. When I graduated from high school, Timken. I was 4'11", weighed 98 pounds.
Oh my God!
So I was tiny. I was the smallest guy. So I was the one always getting in trouble.
Gotcha.
Wow.
I think we get it. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on with us. It's great to hear from people who actually, live here and know exactly what it feels like and what the process is. So, again, to Dawn and Karen, thank you so much. We're going to take our break for the news right now, and we'll be back. We've got more to talk about with the folks from Canton Regency. It's Health Week on News Talk 1480 WHBC. war and fluctuations in oil supply and demand. Mississippi, the lowest average price at $2.68 a gallon. California, the highest at $4.64 a gallon. Karen Reed was cleared of murder charges yesterday in the death of her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe. A jury found her not guilty of second-degree murder and other serious charges, but convicted her of drunk driving. Reed got 1 year probation for the drunk driving charge, a standard first-time offender penalty. Prosecutors said she hit O'Keefe with her car and left him to die in a snowstorm. Reed's lawyers say police didn't investigate properly and blamed other people for his death. Her first trial ended in a hung jury last year. The case got a lot of attention because of questions about whether police did their job the right way. In sports, the Guardians beat the Giants 4-2 last night. They have a day game today. First pitch is at 4:10 here on WHBC. Tomorrow night, they move on to play the Oakland A's. And tonight, the Oklahoma City Thunder can win the NBA championship. They play Game 6 in Indiana with a 3-2 lead over the Pacers. Tip-off is set for 8:30. I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast this afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds, breezy, not as warm with a few showers and a thunderstorm. High of 77. Tonight, clear, low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny and pleasant, high of 83. Saturday, warm and more humid with a blend of sun and clouds. The start of a prolonged heat wave. Remember to stay cool and hydrated, high of 89. Sunday, hot and humid with plenty of sunshine, high of 91. With the AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an
60 seconds.
Collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Health Week on 1480 WHBC. Now back to your host, Pam Cook.
On this beautiful Thursday morning. And again, don't forget you can watch us live on Facebook as well. Glad to see everyone joining in and appreciate your time this morning. We've been having a great conversation, not only with the folks who run the place, but also the folks who, well, really run the place because they live here. Right. But we are going to welcome in now the Executive Director of Canton Regency, Lisa Mansour. How are you?
Good.
Good to see
How are
you. Good.
Thank you.
And also, Stephanie Chandler is the Community Manager, and she might be the first person you meet when you come to Canton Regency. So, and we'll talk to her a little bit as well. So, Lisa, I'll start with you. You know, maybe just to tell folks a little bit about yourself and your background and how you came to be here at Canton Regency.
Sure. I have been an executive director for, I can't believe it, almost 30 years now. I spent the majority of my career in retirement communities. I'm a licensed nursing home administrator. I went to Ursuline College in Pepper Pike and then got my master's from Lake Erie College. So more Northeast Ohio.
Yeah.
But, love learning still more about Canton and all the stuff that it has to offer in this area. It's been great people. I have been here at Canton Regency for over 3 years now.
Wow.
And I got to say, it's hopefully my last stop. I absolutely love it. This is only really my third retirement community. But it's a beautiful community, beautiful residents. I feel like everyone truly here is my family, and I couldn't imagine ever leaving them.
That's awesome. That's the way it should be, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And so, with your experience, and you were saying that you have been at some other places, what's the difference between those maybe and Canton Regency? What stands out to you?
Well, what I love about being here is just the ability to really let myself lead the community the way I want it to be led. And I do that by getting input from the residents, from the staff, feedback from them. And our ownership really lets us do what we want to do. As long as we're doing well, they let us run Canton Regency the way we want to run it. And when I mean we, it's not just me as the leader. Like I said, I really take my feedback cues from the residents and from the employees. Our mission, and it's such a simple mission, but I love it, is something to look forward to. And wow, if you think about that as a mission, it's simple, but it can encapsulate so much. So we try to always give our residents something to look forward to, because no matter what age you are or what abilities you have, if we can give you something to look forward to, I'm sure you look forward to seeing Ashley today.
Every minute of the day.
I know, exactly. See?
I know.
Look at that. And then also we try to take that same philosophy to our staff. We want them to have something to look forward to. So I really like that we truly are our own community, and we can change just like that if we needed to make things better. Right now we're doing some competitions with our neighborhood. So we have 4 different areas in our community. And so we have all of our employees on teams, and it's simple things like guess how many beads are in this jar, and you'll be amazed at all the different numbers you get, anywhere from 70 to 1,070 in guesses. So that's just something. Another thing that we're doing is a resident scavenger hunt. So the employees have to find 3 residents who share their same birth month, and then find out what their favorite birthday present or memory was. So
nice.
That's what's different, and that's what I love about Canton Regency, is we truly are just our own little community.
And that's the interaction that everybody looks for, and
Yes.
it's really good for folks. So, all right, Stephanie, you're the person who actually gives the tours when somebody calls and says, "I'd really like to come see the place." So, tell me what that's like when people come in. What would a tour be like?
They come in and I educate them about the Canton Regency, go over everything that we offer, what they're looking for, what best suits them. And I take them throughout the whole community. After that step, if it's for assisted living or memory care, I reach out to Joe and Abby. They do the assessment, to faxing our history and physical paperwork to the physicians, setting up a time for the family to come back in and meet with me, and then we do the contract signing.
So what's when you take somebody on a tour, what's the reaction of people when they first see the place?
Overwhelming. Because we are a 230 apartment community here, and when I let them know that, they're just like, wow. The most beautiful scene of all here at the Canton Regency is when you're up on the 3rd floor and you're gazing down. It reminds you that we are actually on a cruise ship.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Even when you sit here and look up, it feels that way.
And I have so many families, along with prospects, which end up residents here, that will say, It's beautiful, and I never thought it looked like a cruise ship until just now.
And I have to share, though, that even though it is a big community, Stephanie does a great job at making it smaller. If somebody needs memory care, although the whole campus is big, the memory care is very small and intimate. You know, our East community can be very small and intimate, too. You know, so
Correct.
Stephanie does a great job, you know, understanding who she's meeting with, trying to find out exactly what they're looking for, and kind of tailoring the tour to what
Their
what
needs are.
What their needs are.
Exactly what their needs are.
But some people like the big, and a lot of people, and a lot of activity. We've actually had several people recently move in, some from other communities, to say, like, we just like everything that's going on there. We like to be around people.
Right.
And Stephanie's great at kind of pivoting when she needs to, or pointing people in the right areas to look at.
Yeah, and I think the interaction, too, with all of you. You all know the residents know you. It's not like you're strangers or anything like that.
No, you will often see Stephanie every Friday helping with our social hours. She puts everything else on hold, you know, unless we have a walk-in tour.
Yeah.
But if not that, you will see her. She knows every single resident and
Family
member,
Yeah.
and she continues to stay involved. And I'm really blessed to have her, and her spirit and her kindness, and willing to help out everywhere.
And I guess that's probably a good question to bring up is that, you know, do you have to make an appointment to take a tour, or how does that work?
We like for them to set a time for a tour, just in case I am with another family. But if we have a walk-in and I'm available, I will do the walk-in tour. If I'm with a other family member, Lisa will step in and she will start the tour. This actually just happened a week ago that I was with a family member, and Lisa started the tour, and I went ahead and finished it up.
And I would imagine that family members, do you ever have like the potential resident come in all grumpy and?
Oh, yes.
and then do they turn around? I mean, how does it all come down for them?
After a while, they learn, accept where they're at, and they love us. We had a lady that moved in here. She was probably here about 8 or 9 months, Ash. And she said, I did not want to move in at first. I was very hesitant. But after being here for a while, I love it here. And she actually will come and meet me when I'm doing tours, and she will talk with the families that I'm touring with and say, do it. This is the best move you will ever make.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's, I guess, the exact kind of reaction you want from people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was outside with some of our residents and just talking with them, and one of our male residents said, you know what this place is, Lisa? It's a country club for seniors. And that was like the greatest compliment I could ever get, because that's what we want.
Yeah,
or I tried to liken it to like a college campus for seniors. It's something to look forward to, a place where you can belong.
Get back with your
and
friends.
when he said it's like a country club for seniors, I just I
like that.
Made me so happy.
I like it a lot. All right, we are going to take a break, and we've got so many other things to talk about. I thank you, Lisa and Stephanie, very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time today. And, of course, we want to find more about the food. We want to find out more about all the activities that go on here. We'll tell you all about that as we continue with Health Week here at Canton Regency on 1480 WHBC.
The Sarshone Auto Group is Ohio's best, with 6 locations in Northeast Ohio. Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville. Sarshone Ford in Randolph and Alliance. Sarshone Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Delton. And the Sarshone Auto Gallery, with all the top brands, like Chevy, Ford, Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and more. Experience the fast, friendly, no-pressure approach to car buying that makes Sarshone truly different. See the selection of thousands of new and used vehicles at sarshone.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit Optima Tax Relief.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you text radio to 64,000. That's radio to 64,000.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So, I was taking my side hustle full-time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yeah, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
This is the
60 seconds.
And to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is Health Week on 1480 WHBC. Now back to your host, Pam Cook.
A wonderful visit with so many wonderful people. It's always good to get here and just like the cruise ship atmosphere is real, and the welcoming atmosphere is real, and that has to do with not only the residents but also the folks who work here. And so we're bringing Ashley and Abby back on with us. Ashley Slackford, who is Director of Sales and Marketing, and Abby Jackson, who is the clinical liaison. And talk a little bit about you've been here how long?
This is my second go. So
right, that's right,
collectively
yes.
7.5 years.
Okay.
But yeah, this time I've been here a little over 3 years.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's just amazing to me how all of these folks, they know you, you know them. Same with you, Abby. I mean, that's a wonderful thing for people.
Well, I think what I take a lot of pride in is so Stephanie's the one that tours the families, but I think what we work really hard on in the marketing office, you could ask any of these ladies out here, I really work hard to know the people because we are moving people's families in. This is someone's mom, someone's wife, someone's sister, someone's brother, and you know what, funny story, I used to work as a case manager at Job and Family Services, and Rob Pearson was my director, and he made such an imprint on us that when he would walk down the hallway, he said hi to every employee, and it was a genuine hello, and he knew us. And I just always remember that in the back of my mind, that just a hi could change someone's life. Like, it can be someone that is an aide, a family member, but we work really hard in the marketing office, because I can only speak for us, but I know we all do it. But I would say 95% of us know everybody that lives here.
Yeah,
like
and that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We know their routines. We know who they hang around with. We know the things they like to do. Oh, yeah.
And remember this and remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's great.
Yep.
But that makes people comfortable, and that also makes them feel safe.
Yes. And I think it's, when someone moves in here, even from independent to assisted in memory care, they have a pull cord in their bedroom. They have a pendant that they can wear, and it always goes right to the front desk. So if there was an issue, if there was an emergency, and they're within their mind and they can hit that button, somebody will be right there. So they may live alone, but they're never alone.
After the news, when we come back in a little bit, we're going to talk more about the activities and things like that. But tell me about the front desk and Wanda.
So Wanda used to do my job. She was Director of Sales and Marketing. That's when I met her. And now she is 86 years old. Oh my God. She runs our front desk. She walks faster than anybody I've ever met.
When I walked in, she's like, "I'll get Ashley."
And she is together from the tip of her head to the bottom of her toes every single day, put together. Today is Juneteenth, so she's dressed like Juneteenth. If it's Purple Day, she has, if it was National Paperclip Day, she has earrings for it. Like, literally, she does. And Wanda, and I'm sure Abby can say this, if we go anywhere and somebody says you're from the Canton Regency, almost the first thing they say is, "Wanda's still there?"
Oh,
Always.
my gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
she's like, "Thank you for calling the Canton Regency. How can I make your day?" That's how she says that every day.
That's so awesome. See,
Yeah.
and that's it's those little things that really
And she genuinely
help people.
loves every single person that's here. She goes above and beyond, sometimes more than she should. And I don't mean that you shouldn't provide customer service, but she truly goes above and beyond, sometimes to her own detriment, right? But
right.
But I couldn't imagine the Regency without Wanda.
Yeah, right. All right, so Abby, how do you translate what we're talking about right now to people, as you're talking to them and you're talking to them about the Canton Regency?
Well, hopefully, in the best case scenario, is this is a person that is willing to move in. I try and be honest. I never want to go on an assessment and pretend I'm from the doctor's office. Like I'm because that just puts a bad taste in your potential resident and family's mouth. But a lot of times, too, families are too afraid to poke at mom or poke at dad. So sometimes conversations are difficult, and sometimes you think you're walking into a difficult conversation. It turns out to be fabulous. That's always like, oh, thank gosh, this went so much better than I thought it was going to go. But we just walk them through a day in the life, and I get to know what do you need help with? What kind of things are you struggling with here? A lot of times it is just, I'm lonely. Perfect. You'll love it here. and they typically move in. It's a little rocky until we get to know them and they get to know us, but it's usually they thrive then. They pal around with girlfriends. Sometimes they get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Or,
It happens.
Whatever the case may be. But yeah, so we just try and make everybody as comfortable, including the family members, so that they can lay down and sleep at night.
Yeah, we just did June 7th, we had a family picnic. And we had well over 200 people here, and it was outstanding.
It was wonderful.
And the families came, and we had entertainment. We were outside, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff we're going to continue talking about, is the activities that you guys offer here at the Canton Regency. We will continue after the news. It is Health Week, and we're having some wonderful conversations, and I hope that you are enjoying all of the information we're sharing with you. Again, Health Week right here on WHBC.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer.
On the road again.
Catch Willie Nelson and family.
There's a slow
Bob Dylan.
There's a slow train.
Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour. Saturday, June 21st. Blossom Music Center. Tickets on sale now. Get access to preferred tickets with your Citi card. For tickets and more, go to livenation.com.
Spring is in the air, and so is clean, fresh water with Ferndale Water Experts. Whether watering the garden or filling your glass, make sure your water is as pure as the season. Families have trusted Ferndale Water Experts for over 60 years. Call 330-455-9466 or visit ferndalewater.com today and let Ferndale bring the sparkle back to your water this spring.
Tap into Ferndale's Water Center. Tap into.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code KEY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KEY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code KEY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
WHBC AM Canton. Reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
This is WHBC News. Good morning. I'm Pam Cook. We'll see cooler temperatures today, a chance for a shower or a thunderstorm, and a high around 73. The latest phone, email, and text scam people claiming to be with the Stark County Common Pleas Court. Court officials tell WHBC News that the scammers make false claims like you missed jury duty and need to pay a fine to avoid arrest. They note that a court hearing and a judge's decision must be rendered before someone can be ordered to pay any money. Call or stop by the court administrator's office with any questions. You can also find out more at WHBC.com. A Tuscarawas County man's 67-mile-an-hour drive down South High Avenue in New Philadelphia and his 110-mile-an-hour jaunt on Stone Creek Road will cost him 2 years in prison. 28-year-old was sentenced on a felony failure to comply with a police officer conviction. He crashed the car last December 26 and ran off. He was picked up later along I-77. A 2022 abuse case involving a baby girl could lead to legislation that closes a loophole in current reporting requirements in Ohio. VJ's Law is named for the then 4-month-old taken to the hospital suffering severe injuries from abuse. She was sent back home for 4 days until Children's Services responded. VJ's Law would require medical personnel to contact both police and Children's Services. Bill's sponsor, Representative Matt Kishman, believes the health community is on board.
I've been approached by local nurses and, some people in the education system that seem kind of positive about this. I know that a bunch of them were kind of excited to see something like this happen.
BJ has been adopted by a Plain Township family, and her father is serving a life prison term without the possibility of parole. Kishman hopes to get the bill passed this fall. The last 30 hours or so have been weather eventful across Ohio, despite a tornado warning called for a small portion of Stark County yesterday afternoon around Alliance. The main impact looks to be downed trees and power outages. There were a couple of rounds of storm warnings, and a funnel cloud was seen aloft near Stowe. Tens of thousands are without power across Ohio this morning. So the folks who are looking at what's happening in West Virginia, the isolated flash flooding events that last several days took lives there still ends up causing more deaths than tornadoes and thunderstorms, and they can be prevented. It's the usual turn around, don't drown advice when you see water crossing the roadway in front of you. Stark County EMA Director Tim Worsler says drivers think they can get across.
Scariest things about flooding is you can't see it until you are now into something so deep that you're actually in an emergency. It looks like something you could drive through, but there's actually no road there.
Worsler says in his 20 years with the local EMA, there have been several drowning deaths along Duber Avenue and Gracemont Street Southwest along Sandy Creek. The City of Canton Engineering Department hoping the
60 seconds.
Closed by the department after further deterioration was noticed on the concrete deck. The bridge was set for a $900,000 replacement project starting next spring. The department had dropped a steel plate over top of one hole, but then more developed. Nearest detour routes over the creek are East Tusk and 11th Street Southeast. For News Talk 1480 WHBC, I'm Pam Cook.
Now, your local weather forecast. Stick with us. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast this afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, breezy, not as warm. Expect a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high of 77. Tonight, clear, low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny and pleasant with a high of 83. Saturday, warm, more humid, sun and clouds. Start of a heat wave. Remember to stay cool and hydrated, high of 89. Sunday, hot, humid, plenty of sunshine, high of 91. With the AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
The views expressed during the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of WHBC or Alpha Media Company.
It's Health Week 2025 on 1480 WHBC. Brought to you by Liberty Health Share, the Stark County Health Department, Ortho United, Canton Regency, and CareSource. Let's join the host of Health Week, Pam Cook.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Canton Regency. And this is 22nd Street, correct, Ashley?
45
15 22nd Street.
And what's your website for people who want to go check that out?
It's actually a brand new website, CantonRegency.com. It has brand new, for real pictures, not form pictures, for real pictures.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I love that. And that's a great way to get a lot of information. But this is also a great way to get a lot of information about Canton Regency. We're live on Facebook right now in case anybody wants to tune us in. We would love for you to do that. So let's talk about activities because we started talking a little bit about that. I went to the restroom. And there's a bar down there at the other end of this place where we're at right now.
There is.
What's with that?
So they do an abbreviated happy hour. I think it's either on Tuesday or Wednesday, Steph. What day is it on? Tuesday. Tuesday, see, John told us. An abbreviated happy hour. They go down there, they serve non-alcoholic and alcoholic drinks, and they go down and they kiki and la-la together, and they have a great time, and they, that's how, honestly, I think in that smaller portion of people that go down there, that's how they meet people. But I think it's nice. They go down there, they play music. The activities department usually leads it. Now, 2 years ago, we did it every month. Each department sponsored it and made a specialty drink, like a mocktail. It was a lot of fun. We did like lemonade. It was during the summer.
Yeah, and didn't marketing do screwdrivers that one time?
Uh-huh.
But our men's group.
Yep, our men's group
down
goes
there
down
too
there
and has drinks.
We have a veterans group. Also, real quick, I know we're going to talk about activities, but we are also getting involved with Honor Flight for our veterans.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
a big deal.
Yes, that
so
is a
we're
big
in the
deal.
process. We're in the baby steps of that, but that's going to be happening too.
Oh man, see, you guys are you're always thinking, always moving, always doing things, and so besides that kind of thing, like there's movies and all
So
kinds
Karen Myers, who was interviewed earlier, she is in charge. When we did our $14 million renovation last year, they renovated our movie theater because the problem was it was on the third floor and it was beautiful then. But then the problem was when they remodeled it, they didn't think, oh, they may have to use the bathroom. And when you have someone that might not be as ambulatory as the next and they have to come all the way down to the first floor, it was becoming a problem.
Yeah.
So they made a 2-bedroom into a 1-bedroom, stole that bathroom, and now we have a bathroom in there. So there's a couple times a week they do a movie night.
That's fun too. See, there you go. All right, so Wind Down Wednesday.
So every month we do Wind Down Wednesday. We just had it last night. There was 14 people that came from the community outside of the Regency. Next month is July 16th. It's at 3:30. You come in for about an hour. Lisa's there. They have wines from local vineyards, so like Mays Valley, Gervasi, 1875, all of those places. And it's just a tasting, so don't think you're going to leave crazy. But we usually have charcuterie boards and we do a wine tasting and you just get to know us. It's like a know us before you need us type event.
Right. So that's for people who are listening right now and you just want to get a little idea of how it is, right?
Yeah, they can call in 330-477-7664. Let Wanda or Sherry or Nina, whoever answers the phone, that they would like to RSVP for next July 16th at 3:30 and they can come in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, and I'm looking at all these different things.
Yeah, so we have a community bingo. We average about 75 people come in from the community. It is a free bingo. We give away Dollar Tree prizes, but we also give big prizes away too. It's 1 hour, and Ultra Care of Nobles Pond, Ashley is our partner with that, so she comes in and brings a couple cool things from like Hobby Lobby or whatever the circumstance. She gave away wind chimes last month.
They were cool.
They were really cool. So we do that every single month. So our next one coming up is next Tuesday from 1 to 2, and they can call an RSVP.
And where do you hold the bingo?
Right here.
Right in
We
this
set up
area.
tables all the way to the back, and it's
Nice.
full.
Almost to the pub.
All the way to the pub, and they don't even have to bring anything. We provide everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's, we were talking about it looking like a cruise ship. It's like
We have a lot of people that sit. And we also, JRC brings their bunch, and they play bingo. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. And then, there are times when people need help with things too, right?
Right. So we also have Andy, who is our memory care director. She does a program called the Memory Care Family Support Group. So that is going to be next Wednesday. P.S. That's my daughter's 22nd birthday. At 5 p.m. And basically we invite family members to come in, talk about if they're having any issues at home, or maybe they're having a hard time navigating through the process of a loved one with dementia. So they can come there and talk to them.
That's great. When you have people that are suffering from, having the same kinds of issues that you are, that's certainly something that you have to remember. There's some serious things too to life.
Yeah, for sure. like Abby said, caregiver burnout's a real thing. And then last but not least, we are partnering with a lady named Jody, and we're going to be doing a special Fraud Busters bingo. Basically, it's going to help seniors in our community learn about how to steer themselves away from medical identity theft and fraud as a senior. And it is from SMP, Preventing Medical Fraud. And that's going to be on Monday, July 7th at 1 p.m. here. Again, it's free. They don't have to bring anything. Just themselves.
See, you can just come and learn and find out. And
we
like
got
you
a
said,
lot of stuff going on.
Yes, a lot of stuff. And I would imagine that this is on your website, too.
It is on our website. I do post it on our Facebook, but if you ever have any questions, you can always call our phone number at 330-477-7664. You can ask for me, Abby, or Steph, or you can ask the ladies who answer. They'll be able to give you the information.
And let's talk about food also, because
you can talk. You want to talk?
Food.
I eat here. Yeah, we all listen. Just so you know, we all eat here.
Yeah.
I'll talk about food. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, for everything that I have heard has been wonderful.
So, we do offer 2 entrees per evening. So if they don't like one, they can have another. We also have the all-you-can-eat menu.
Always available.
Always available. That's what I mean, always available menu. We serve our residents like a restaurant. Mm-hmm. So they come in, but to be honest, they all know this, and they can agree. When you go into the dining room, they have their own seats. You know how that goes?
Yeah. Don't sit there. That's mine.
Right. But I will tell you, they're very accommodating to new people. We have John that sits with his friends, and we have the ladies over here. But, honestly, we have great soup. Oh.
I was getting ready to say, we have the best soups. I eat soup every day.
Yeah. We have good soups every day. There's a soup of the day.
Except for split pea.
Yeah, she doesn't like and then like New England clam chowder. But we have every day there's a special soup. Also Damon, who's our head chef, and then Jessica, who's our sous chef. I would say 95% of the stuff is homemade.
Yeah.
They work very hard in making sure that they can satisfy everybody and get hot food out, and it's yummy, and we eat it. And we do special events.
And I was getting ready to say our galas, I mean, they really work hard on that, and the food's awesome, and the presentation's beautiful.
Yes.
So if I were going to give me some ideas of what some of the entrees are like.
We do anything from bratwurst and like low key stuff to we'll have like pasta,
pot
roast. What else, guys? What else do we have? Swiss steak.
John
loves Swiss steak. He said, don't forget breakfast. And I will be big shout out. We have Jimmy Dean sausage, and it is the best sausage I've ever had.
Yeah.
And crispy bacon.
Awesome.
And crispy bacon.
We do have the best bacon. And breakfast is like if you go to Denny's, you order whatever you want, any kind of eggs, pancakes, waffles, anything like that. Yep.
Wow.
It's good.
Yeah, see, I mean, and this is the thing that some people don't expect.
Food's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
And it's very hard, I think, sometimes because you have a lot of different palates. Culturally, I'm Italian. I'm used to a lot of garlic. Some people like so they can, I think we do a really great job at meeting the needs of everybody.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure that people, they're used to eating certain things in their life. Yeah, for sure.
I agree with that. Abby and I keep a thing of garlic powder. Is that what it is? It's classic, supreme classic garlic, salt, and pepper at our desk, and we are always we put it on everything because we love garlic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
And our chef is Damon DiLorenzo, and he's Italian, so he makes good food.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we're going to take our break. When we come back, we've got some more residents to talk to. We want to find out exactly what it's like to be here at the Canton Regency. It's all part of Health Week here on WHBC. We are live on Facebook right now, so make sure you check us out. And again, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay, guys, it's your turn.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Your life and your loved ones' lives depends on what you've done to prepare. Disasters, shortages, supply chain failures, they're not ifs, they're wins. Don't be left without life-saving medication. The Jace case is a prescribed set of emergency antibiotics, life-saving medications you have on hand before you need them, offering peace of mind, no panicking, fast, affordable, and could save your life. Go to JASE.com. Use code RADIO for a discount, because once the shelves are empty, it's already too late.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
If you have summer plans, then make Macy's Summer Style Sale your first stop. That's because you'll find amazing deals on exactly what you need to make any summer occasion feel like a getaway. Whether you're headed to the beach or your friend's backyard, we're talking matching sets, airy linen, swimsuits, cover-ups, and so much more for 25 to 50% off. Yeah, up to half off. So no matter where you're going, head to the Summer Style Sale going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As much as we say we love nature, when it comes to bugs, not so much. When it comes to trees, the Ohio chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture wants you to know that most insects are not harmful to trees, especially if their populations are small. There are exceptions to that, but don't forget, every insect has a predator that's just looking to make it a meal. So sometimes it's just good to let nature take care of itself. If you're concerned about insects on your trees, find an ISA-certified arborist near you at treesforohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
In 1985, AllCare launched with a handful of employees.
Hey, we got 30 seconds here. 30 seconds.
450 local employees strong, AllCare remains committed to providing you with value, exceptional service, and access to high-quality health care. Thank you, everyone who has contributed to this amazing milestone.
This is Health Week on 1480 WHBC. Now back to your host, Pam Cook.
The Canton Regency, 22nd Street in Canton, and we are so excited to be here again talking about all the wonderful things they offer. And I always say it's best to go to the horse's mouth. Not that I'm calling the two of you a horse's mouth, but we have two residents with us this morning. We have Barbara and John, and we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like for them. First of all, John, explain a little bit about how you came to Canton Regency.
Well, actually, I came about 2.5 years ago, and I had some bad medical problems that led me to black out and so forth, and so I was in and out of a couple of hospitals, and then that was also a time of COVID, and this was the right fit. I actually came on the assisted living side and spent the last 2 years on the assisted living side. And I've been fortunate enough to have some changes that allowed me to come over and be independent. I think I'm independent.
That's right. And you want to be, right? And so when you came here, what was your first impression? I mean, what did you think?
I wasn't thinking a whole lot. I was in a wheelchair. I was in my opinion, kind of rough shape. And it took a few months to get me moving on my own again, and they did it over there.
And so now you are part of different groups that get together. Talk about that a little bit, participating in the activities and things.
Well, there's always something going on. I'm not perfect at making exercise class every day, but most days I do. And if for no other reason, just to be amongst the people here and see the same faces and enjoy a few laughs. But after that, often there's trivia sessions, and I actually don't do very good, but it's something to do. So
that's right.
There's lots of things to do.
And you made friends.
Yep.
That's great. That's great. Now, if you had to tell somebody one of the best reasons to come here, I mean, it's Ashley, right? It's all about Ashley. He won't answer that.
You want factual information here.
I do want factual information. Yes, thank you.
I think you should just come in here and look. Put your head up and look at the ceiling, for Pete's sake. The place is fantastic. And I feel proud to be in a place that is this nice. The other side of it is I can sincerely say that the management, the staff here care about the people. It's not just a business. So
that's awesome.
It means a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, and we also have Barbara with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Barbara.
Well, I grew up in Alliance. My first job, I was a soda jerk.
I love it. Some people don't even know what that is.
They don't know. And I loved it. And then I got married, and 2 years later, after graduation, and then I had a family, and then he passed away. So I've had two husbands pass away on me. Then I married his first cousin. His wife had passed away.
This is great. I love this. Okay, so tell me more.
And so my name never changed after I got married.
That's awesome. That makes it easy, right?
Made it easy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I owned a driving school for 20 years.
Okay.
I did numerous high schools. I had 5 high schools that were contracted with my driving school. I enjoyed that. And that husband passed away on me. So I've had 2 husbands pass away on me. They both were sick.
Yeah.
The first one had congestive heart failure. The second one had epilepsy, and because of the epilepsy, he had to have a certain med, and now they give him medical marijuana.
Oh, okay.
And that caused him to have cancer of the liver.
Okay.
So, I'm a very happy person, though. I went somewhere else before here, but I didn't like it.
Okay.
And I came here. I was at home by myself before I decided to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell a couple times backwards on my head. And so that's why I have to have the walker. And I love it here.
Yeah.
I have my friends. We have a good time together. We're always laughing and joking, having something to laugh about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're part of the breakfast bunch, is Ashley saying. And what is the breakfast bunch? Tell me a little bit about that.
We just have friends that are certain friends. We're in a clique.
It's like high school, right? That's it. And what do you do? Sit around and gossip about people, or what do you do?
We talk about people. We talk about certain things we see, but we talk about the good things that happen too.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't change. It's just like when you were younger, right? Same
Right.
thing. Same
Right.
thing.
Same thing.
What would you say is your favorite thing about the Canton Regency?
I love all the people here. I love the people. I love the staff. They're all so wonderful to me.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
And were you amazed at the way it looks as well?
Oh, I think it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first thing that I think it's
Yeah.
probably the first thing everybody notices, and it was for me when the first time
And
I
I'm
walked in.
into independent living, and I love my apartment.
Mhm.
I just thought it was wonderful.
Yeah, there you go. See? Well, I'm so thankful that the two of you shared your thoughts about Canton Regency. We certainly appreciate that. Because, nobody knows better than you do what it's like. So,
Yes.
and that's a really good thing.
We didn't even talk about the Friday afternoon parties.
The Friday afternoon parties, well, tell me about it there, John.
Friday afternoons, most weeks we have live entertainment, and it's professional. I mean, it's loud and fun.
Loud and fun. See, there you go.
Snacks and drinks and a good deal.
That's awesome.
Tomorrow is going to be J.C. Crest.
Oh, it's J.C. Crest
Yes,
from
tomorrow.
New Wave Nation.
Yep, and so we're doing a concert series.
Okay.
So he's the big one for the month of June. Then July we have Tom and Janet, and then I believe in August we have Gerald Harris, or maybe not Mike. Somebody Michael. I don't
We'll
know.
talk more
But
about
no,
that,
They're
yeah.
very big to DOS.
Oh, that's great. That's a lot of fun.
2:30 to 3:30.
Great. All right, maybe I'll have to come out and see y'all. I think that would be a good idea. All right, let's take our break for the news, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Wanda. Wanda has been here as an employee, and she is just she's one of those people you'll never forget when you meet her. So we'll chat with her here coming up in just a few. But again, we're live on Facebook. Join us. It is Health Week, Day 4 at the Canton Regency on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Stop in all week at Ben Wollenberg's Chocolates and Nuts, where cashews are just $9.95 a pound. Ben Wollenberg's, 25th Street in Fulton, Northwest in Canton.
Saving money is awesome. Saving money on items you actually use? Fantastic. Hi, Paul White for the Half Off and Out By store in Louisville. If you think you'll find the same low prices, huge variety, or great customer service at any other store, you'd be wrong. Stop into our store in Louisville and see what great deals we have. Follow us on our Facebook page at Half Off Store to see super specials. Why pay full price? Come in and experience the Half Off and Out By store in Louisville, next to the Medicine Center Pharmacy.
Spring into freshness with Verndale Water Experts. For clean, soft water you can trust. Call 330-455-9466 or visit verndalewater.com. Pure water, pure peace of mind.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
WHBC AM Canton. Reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, a new sign going up at national parks across the country, including Cuyahoga Valley National Park, sparking some debate. It urges visitors to identify, quote, areas that are in need of repair or services that need improvement. It also, though, asks people to report other information that's negative about Americans, either past or living, if they see it in the park. The signs were put up in response to the federal government's order to restore, quote, truth and sanity to American history. Japan's Nippon Steel completed a $14.1 billion takeover of U.S. Steel, ending nearly 18 months of business, legal, and political drama. The completed merger maintains the original agreement's terms, including the $55 per share price tag. The deal sets a precedent for foreign companies seeking to acquire sensitive U.S. assets by emphasizing the importance of making new investment promises. They have entered into a security agreement with the U.S. government, a significant step toward finalizing the partnership. A heat wave is expected to hit major cities in the northern U.S. shortly after the start of the astronomical summer, with temperatures ranging from a few degrees above average to 20 degrees above average. And meanwhile, summer officially arrives at 10:42 tomorrow night. Guardians beat the Giants yesterday 4-2. I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast this afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds, breezy, not as warm with a few showers and a thunderstorm. High of 77. Tonight, clear, low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny and pleasant, high of 83. Saturday, warm and more humid with a blend of sun and clouds. The start of a prolonged heat wave. Remember to stay cool and hydrated, high of 89. Sunday, hot and humid with plenty of sunshine, high of 91. With the AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
30 seconds here. 30 seconds.
Keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Granger who does the same. Granger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Health Week on 1480 WHBC. Now back to your host, Pam Cook.
And welcome back to Health Week on News Talk 1480 WHBC Day 4. And we are at the Canton Regency today. We've had a pleasure of talking with so many wonderful people. And we're going to continue that trend. And, you know, Wanda, I don't know your last name. And I don't need to say it on the radio. But because when you say Wanda, it's like saying Cher or Madonna. Yeah, everybody knows.
You're too kind.
Everybody knows who Wanda is at the Canton Regency. So give me your background. You've been here a long time.
Well, I just celebrated 30 years at the Canton Regency with all my wonderful residents, I call them my friends and family and our staff. And I used to do nursery school work, and it was fun being with the little ones, and now I'm being with the ones that are a little bit older, and it's a lot of fun. So they bless me every day.
What makes this place so special, do you think?
What makes it so special? I think it's like home. At least that's what I feel it is. And we have people from all walks of life, and it's just fun to get to know each other. And I think we can help each other. I had one man came to the desk yesterday, and I said, "What can I do for you?" And he said, "You know what? Just listen." So I think that's what we can all learn by just caring about what each person, maybe they're going through something happy or maybe something sad, and we help each other.
And that's great. That's great.
All right.
And when you're at the front desk, what kind of things, I mean, you make a point of it to be very accommodating and welcoming, and why do you think that's important?
Well, I think it's very important because, you know, some people, even at the stages of life that things change, maybe you don't understand everything. I think we can, as I just mentioned, just listen. I learned that even yesterday, hearing that man say that, just to have someone to listen. And, you know, because we have several things here at the Canton Regency. We might have activities. We have different independent living, assisted living. So I try to place or direct people to the right place, or if I don't have the answer, I'll ask somebody that does, or try to find somebody that does.
And I also have to say, you know, you're always dressed perfectly top to bottom. You look beautiful every time I've seen you, and Ashley always says every day, it's like that every day. That had to be something that you did, you know, throughout your life. That was important to you, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's always, we didn't have a lot growing up, and when I was growing up, it was, you wore little dresses to school. And I can still remember Friday was our music teacher, and I always told my mom, maybe I had to wear a dress 2 days in a row, but on Friday I really want to dress up because the music teacher is going to be there. So,
see?
Ashley. Ashley thinks I'm a little crazy.
No, well, she's right there with you.
Yeah, right.
She enjoys that. Yeah, but that's awesome.
And I used to, as a child, love to go into downtown Canton, past WHBC on the bus every day, and do window shopping, and wish that I could get in there and do window decorating. So, but I never got that.
So you decorate yourself. Yeah. And you could stand in a window, let's just say, right?
No, I don't know about that, but that was always something I thought was fun and would love to do.
You have to share about your earrings that you're wearing right now. These are pretty
well. It
pretty
kind of
darn
looks
fancy.
a little silly but today's Juneteenth.
Yes.
And I wanted to wear the red, green, black, and as I said to Ashley this morning about God loves every one of us, no matter what color, whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
So you set a good example out there for folks.
Well,
absolutely.
Thank you. Are they too big?
No, not at all. I love them. I love them.
Thank
but I had
you.
to ask you about them because where did you get them, by the way?
I got these at Dillard's.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
Oh,
so
thank you.
If there are folks that are sitting out there, you know, I asked this question of others, you know, and then maybe they're on the fence or maybe they're nervous and this is not going to be for me. You know, what would you say to them to kind of ease their fears about something like that?
Well, I'm being very honest when I tell them I know it's very difficult to leave your home after you've been there all these years, but you have to give it a chance, and the more you converse with people, or if you feel like at first you want to be quiet and be, you know, then that's okay too. But mainly, I think just listening to them and trying to help them, or maybe making an extra time to visit them or take them to an activity, walk with them to that. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So,
well, how's it changed since, you know, back when you were doing sales and marketing?
Well, how's it changed? You mean with
like the business itself? Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, back when I first started, we would even go into people's homes, and I've already signed contracts in their homes. I think people are staying in their homes a lot longer
Mm-hmm.
than when, back a few years back. But it's still the same in a lot of ways, that you just have to really be kind and caring. Everybody has something different, so
Yeah.
you just have to
Different
be
needs.
understanding
Yeah.
of their needs. Yeah.
And what was your sales pitch back then? Just Wanda.
I'm just trying to say, I would tell them, from experience, that even when I came to the Regency, I was at a low ebb in my life with some things, and it helped me even just being around people. So that's I'm probably not answering it properly.
No,
but
but yeah,
I
no,
think
that's-
it means a lot.
I'm sure it does
just-
mean a
yeah.
lot to people, because
Yeah.
they expect, they have, certain people have visions of what it's going to be like, or
Yeah.
even expectations for that matter. But
Yeah.
I
I just never wanted to promise them that it's going to be perfect, that everything's going to be perfect, but when we work together and, we want to help them, and that's the main thing.
And most of the people that I've talked to and we've interviewed, as we chat with them, they are talking about how much fun they have and going to the Friday night thing or going to bingo or whatever it might be. And do you see people that come in and maybe, like you said, aren't ready for that, but then they get into it?
Right. And then the other people that are here are a big asset to us, because they help them even just in small groups or invite them to come with them. I think that's important too.
Yeah,
that
with the
helps them
residents.
a lot.
Yeah, being welcoming. Yeah.
Yeah, and even with eating, well, back you asked me about when I always wanted to invite them to eat with them, because I learned a lot by just eating with them, even in the dining room. So,
Okay.
Okay.
And the food was good then too?
Yeah, very good.
And now it
Yep.
still is. Do you eat
Very-
here too?
Yep, every day.
Every day.
Yep, every day.
You just
Whatever
go.
they have, I'm just thankful to have it. Yep.
That's
and it's
awesome.
all good.
So what is your official title here?
Front desk receptionist.
Yes, but you are so much more.
Well,
You know
I-
that.
Well, I was a retirement counselor, so I guess I'm retiring at age 2, but I'm thankful that I can keep coming to work every day. I mean that sincerely.
Yes, that's awesome. And you know what?
Yeah.
People, if you are interested in finding out more, just call Wanda.
I'd be happy.
She would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
She's at the front desk. You'll see her when you come in. And if you have questions or you need some advice or want to know more, she'd be happy to talk to you. Right?
I sure would.
All right. Very good. Well,
Anytime.
thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for sitting here with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Pam.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. Again, we'll take our final break. When we come back, we will talk with Ashley and we will talk with Abby again
I
and
wanna
wrap
hear
things
that.
up about all the wonderful things happening here at the Canton Regency. Of course, this is the 4th day of our Health Week. Tomorrow, we'll chat with the folks from CareSource, so make sure you tune in for that. But again, we'll be back in just a few minutes. This is Health Week on 1480 WHBC.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hey, green guy.
Coming up on 60 seconds here.
It's on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. 'Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Progressive.
Hey, Pam, we got 20 seconds here. We need to be out by 57.
Man. But regular you knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because vacation you doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation you and regular you really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is Health Week on 1480 WHBC. Now back to your host, Pam Cook.
And 22nd Street is the location. It's very easy to find, right, Ashley?
Yep, we're right in between Miracle Plumbing and Dr. Trieber's office on 22nd, quarter mile south of Acme on Whipple, if you're heading down south.
Very good.
Yep.
It doesn't take long to get here. It's, like I said, very, very simple. And when you pull in, be ready to be amazed because it's a wonderful community, really a wonderful community.
230 apartments.
230.
Yes.
And you know what? As Lisa was saying, your executive director, Lisa Mansour, she was saying, but there's a feeling of smallness that's good. The closeness of everybody. It's wonderful. But yet you get that good feeling.
I always say it's like a neighborhood or an allotment that you move into. So like if you live in a cul-de-sac, you primarily probably hang out with those people in the cul-de-sac. So it's very large and very grand when you come here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really think about it, independent living people typically hang around with the independent people. Assisted living east hangs around with them people. North, same, and then memory care. So yes, we are very vast and very large. And a lot of times that can be intimidating. But we really try to tour the families where we meet them. So like if they're interested in a smaller studio, we'll meet them over on Assisted Living East. So there's no need for them to be over here because then they get confused. Where was I at? What apartment? Yeah.
Right.
But it is big. That's like, I think one of the reasons why we love it.
I
It's
feel
so
like I
big.
would be sitting out on those chairs up there all the time, just like.
Oh, we do during happy hour. Some
Yeah.
people don't want to come down, so they sit and we call them voyeurs.
Yeah,
I'll say, do you want to come down? They're like, no, we're good right here. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay.
this is perfect.
Yeah.
That would be me. That would definitely be
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'd have my mom there, and I'd be like yakking with her,
Oh,
going,
yeah.
"Hey, look at this
Yep.
person."
We do that all the time. You heard what Barb says. They
Yes.
don't. Age does not deter you from being in a clique.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Does not deter you from being in a clique. That isn't that fun though. I mean,
Yes.
that just warms your
We
heart.
see that every
when
day.
you say that.
Every day.
Yes.
It's actually very funny.
And that's cool because every time I talk to you about the people that are here and the people that you've interacted with, yeah, you get that smile too.
I think we just talked about this when we weren't on air. A job is a job is a job.
Mhm.
And, I'm sure we all wish we didn't have to work and we had millions of dollars, but it's always nice. You can be put off sometimes by aspects of your job, but
right.
I don't think that in all the years that I have been here that there's ever been a moment where I pulled up and I wasn't, like, I'm happy to be here. I genuinely am happy to be here.
Yeah.
I love the people. I love our coworkers. I think we're the Cadillac of senior living. I think that whoever comes here is very lucky to live here because we provide them a wonderful, safe environment. And they can, like we say, kiki and la la with their girlfriends, and they do. And look at Karen's laughing, and so yeah, like it would be very weird for me to be at a different place, and if I ever left here. Yeah, what happens at the Regency stays at the Regency.
Okay,
But
see there?
I don't think I could ever leave here and go somewhere else. I really couldn't.
I hear you. And I
like an
totally
imprint on my
understand
heart.
why. I think Abby probably feels the same way, right?
I have
Yeah.
the best job. I come in, I see what happened with all our residents, my peeps, and then I'm out of here. And I'm going to check on them, and I'm hitting the hospitals, and yeah, I love it.
I would say that that's probably one of the best. We have a lot of autonomy, and in that autonomy, though, I think that's the reason why we're able to organically grow, not only as a team, but as a person, as a colleague, together with Abby and Stephanie. We have this ability, Lisa allows us to manage that part of it. And so that's why I think that's what makes me happy to be here.
And so let's just kind of run through it for people.
Sure.
What's the process? Okay, so maybe you came here and did take a tour, or maybe it's a quick emergency situation.
So I will talk real quick about IL. Abby can talk about AL. IL is they call in, they inquire, they schedule a tour, or they walk in.
And that's independent living.
Independent living.
Yes.
IL is independent living. They come in, they'll tour with Stephanie. They'll decide yay or nay when they want to move in. They'll do a contract, they move in. There's no loops or anything you have to go through for independent living. It is genuinely an independent apartment, just like you or I would rent an apartment at Woodlawn Village. Now, when it comes to assisted living, same scenario, and then the medical side.
Yes. So, depending on where they're at, this is going to sound terrible, but I like it when they're at a facility because I can get them way easier with the paperwork, and I know all the social workers around here. But so if they're at the hospital or a skilled rehab, I reach out, I get the referral, I look at the needs and the wants of what this particular resident might need, and I go out, I see if I can accept them, and I, again, get the correct paperwork that I need in order for them to admit, and they come in. If I get them from home, then I work with the actual primary physician at the doctor's office and get the paperwork that way. I go into people's homes and do their on-sites. I go into the hospitals. I go into SNFs daily. I have somebody come in here right after you leave today. They want to come in here and have their level done. So whatever is best for the resident and the potential resident and family, I'm easy.
And then after they do that, they move everything into their apartment, like everything, from a paper clip on, and they make it their home. So we always encourage them to bring the things that are sentimental, and blankets and frames and things that they love, knickknacks.
Yeah.
And every apartment is different. They all look the same, empty, but then it's very funny how you get to see how they personalize that. And Karen's into art, so she has a lot of really cool art pieces, and collectibles.
Or is there any furniture at all in the apartments?
No, there is not. with that being said, in an emergent situation or a respite situation, they can use our furniture. Also, if I'm admitting a hospice patient, I'll get with my hospice company and I'll have all the equipment already in the room prior to the resident moving in. But in a pinch, yes, we have residents that use our furniture because family's out of town or
And they have to
there's
go
just
somewhere.
no time. And if I have to take mom home, I'm never getting her back out. So,
Right.
and that is true.
Yeah.
That is a very true
And speaking
statement.
of that, we have great relationships with people outside of the community, like St. Joe's, Altar Cares. What we do is we really work with them. They'll call us, we'll call them, we'll send our residents there for some, inpatient therapy. They send them back, vice versa. We always say that we don't consider ourselves competitors, we're collaborators in the community. So we work really close with Sheila and Kelsey at St. Joe's too.
Yeah, we do.
That's great. And that gives people a lot of options. And
Yeah.
it's all
I was just over there yesterday trying to help them with a patient. Unfortunately, I didn't have an available room, but that's what's great about Stark County. We work together. These people have to have somewhere to go. So if I don't have a room, have you reached out to this person? Have you reached out to that? I am never going to leave you in the lurch.
Yeah.
I'm a nurse, and that's what I
you-
do.
She's a caregiver first. Caregiver
Yes,
first.
Absolutely. That's good.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, just kind of fill us in on, where people can go to contact you or get more information.
Well, quickly, our physical address is 4515 22nd Street, Canton, 44708, just right off of Whipple Avenue in between Dr. Trieber and Miracle Plumbing down into our little valley campus we have. You can go to cantonregency.com. We have a brand new website. It has real pictures and real residents on there. And if you want to give us a call, it's 330-477-7664. Oh, and we have a very active Facebook. Oh, and also, we're starting a TikTok page.
Of course you are. Can I get a picture of putting my leg up with you?
Yes, let's do it. But we are working very hard on getting that TikTok page. We noticed a lot of our residents. I did a couple things on my own personal, and it got a lot of views, and people loved that portion. I did What Did You Do Before You Retired? And then we did like the Full House theme and gave everybody a name. So we want to do stuff like that.
I
So
love
it'll
it.
be fun.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So everything that you hear, folks, it's all genuine and real, and a great part of being a resident here or employed by Canton Regency. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Always
We had
love
fun.
seeing
Thank you so
you.
much.
We are-
Bye.
we
See
are-
ya.
we